Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the predictions and breakdowns. Today we are doing some rapid fire predictions, and we are taking a look at UFC Fight Night Rafael Fiziev versus Manuel Torres, which is taking place on June 27th, 2026, which is tomorrow, Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, 9 a.m. You are out of time. You are on a tight schedule. We are going to start with the early prelims, and we are going to end with the main event. This will be very, very quick. We'll get you in and out, and we're going to give some very good predictions. I've got a feeling we're going at least 80%. We're looking for the Ruby. We're looking for 100. We're going to start off the early prelim opener. That is Tahir Abdullayev versus Jefferson Nascimento. We're going with Jefferson Nascimento to get it done against Tahir. The kid just looks a little bit more powerful. Looks like he's got a lot of potential. Fighting out of the LFA, at least, it's a little bit more well-known of an organization than anywhere Tahir is fighting out of. He's not fighting high-level competition. He's only fighting bums. Any of the contenders that he's fought realistically are not very good, and I think Jefferson Nascimento just being a little bit more aware of situations, a little bit more experienced, even though he does have almost half of his fights compared to Abdullayev. We do not care. We're going with Jefferson Nascimento to get it done, probably by knockout or decision. Not going to get a submission probably over Tahir, a little bit of a better wrestler, I think, in my opinion. I think Nascimento's just going to blitz him, probably put him out in the first or second round. Next, on the prelims, we have Beksat Al-Makan versus John Matsumoto. We're going with John Matsumoto to get it done over Beksat Al-Makan. Al-Makan has not really shown a whole lot of promise in the UFC. He kind of just got beat up really bad by Umar. Alexandre Tuporia beating up as well. The Brad Katona knockout is very interesting. The problem is he literally showed the same punch 6 times in a row, and Brad just ate it every single time and eventually just got knocked out. Matsumoto is a little bit more aware of situations. He does have a low fight IQ in my opinion, but it does seem as though Beksat does as well. He relies heavily on his power, while John Matsumoto relies on all abilities that he has in his arsenal, which gives him a lot higher of a chance, in my opinion, than Al-Makan, who's just going to be focusing on one-dimensional striking. We're going to go with Matsumoto to get it done. He is a -165. It is a close line, but we do love it. We are taking Matsumoto, who's gotten a little bit less favorable after his loss to Farid Basharat and his split decision loss as well over Rob Font. Now, next on the prelims, you have Danily Donchenko versus Theodore Bregan. Bregan is a guy I barely know anything about. He had one good fight in Contender Series, in Cage Warriors, and it was a crappy contender. It wasn't a guy that was very good, and I haven't seen him against anything very, very high level. Danily Donchenko was able to beat the hell out of Rodrigo Cezinado for the Ultimate Fighter, and then Alex Morono. He got a decision, which is a little bit questionable, seeing as though he is a high-rate finisher. He really should have been able to beat the monkey over there, Alex Morono. I don't understand why Donchenko was a little bit more timid. Maybe he gassed himself out in that first round after trying to blitz him out. But I think against Theodore here, he gets it done in the first round. Probably be a very quick knockout for the kid. 24 years of age. He's got so much potential, and he's so good at 170. If he was a 155 weight bully, you'd see an absolute new coming of Ilya Topuria, basically. But Danily Donchenko should be an easy victory over Theodore Bregan. Next on the prelims, Khan Ofli versus Rafael Reyes. A lot of my gut feeling, I'm probably going to just say Khan Ofli over Rafael Reyes. The reason why is just because I haven't seen Reyes against high-level competition other than Douglas Silva to Andrade, and Andrade hasn't really won a high-level fight since, Henan Barao back in 2019, and I don't even know if I rate that high level anymore. He had a really good knockout. The problem is Khan Ofli takes punishment really well. Marion Santos being the only guy to knock him out his entire career. Marion Santos being a lot more calculated of a boxer than what Rafael Reyes is. Reyes just seems a little bit more unorthodox, but we are looking at a high reach disadvantage for Khan Ofli, a kid who also experienced the same thing against Marion Santos. Couldn't get on the inside, couldn't really get started, and that's where I'm probably going to switch my pick to Rafael Reyes by knockout. I think Con O'Fley has a really good pick here, but the problem is he hasn't dealt with range very well through his entire career. You have Rafael Reyes, who's a really good boxer, who's going to stay on the outside, probably not push too much pressure, and deals very well when having to counter strike. So I'm just going to go with Rafael Reyes. He's got the power, he's got the ability to chin Con O'Fley, and I think Con O'Fley, even though I really want to pick the kid for the first underdog of the card, I can't pick him in confidence, seeing as though Reyes just packs too much of a punch, and O'Fley's been chinned really badly too by one punch. So we're just going to go and pick Reyes and move on. Next on the prelims, Nurostin Ruzaboyev versus Andre Pulyaev. Pulyaev? Jesus Christ, I'm just going to say Andre. We're going to go with Ruzaboyev to defeat Andre. I'm pretty sure Ruzaboyev is going to get a round 2 knockout or a round 3 knockout. Pulyaev seems as though he gasses a little bit inside the later rounds, and Ruzaboyev consistently a very good finisher. Knocked out Bruno Ferreira as well, which I rate as a very high level finish, especially in the first round. Dustin Stoltzfus was able to resist and survive to the bell, but I don't think it really matters. I think Nurostin Ruzaboyev going to able to just blitz down Andre Pulyaev, and I think he's going to just send him back to Russia, seeing as though this is probably going to be the last fight on his card, or on his contract, excuse me. It should be very easy for Ruzaboyev to bounce back here and get 3 wins in a row after that tough loss against Jacqueline Buckley not too long ago. Now, we're going to move on to a very high-level contender, which I'm very excited for. Abdul Rahman Yakyayev, versus Julius Walker. I think Juicebox is in over his head here. This is not a matchup he should have agreed to. I understand this is probably a forced matchup, but Yakyayev is going to submit him very quickly. This is going to be a club and sub for Abdul. It seems as though Julius Walker is able to survive a lot of punishment, but he does not deal well when he's mixed into multiple realms. It seems as though Yakyayev's probably either going to flatten him out and rear naked choke him, or just beat the shit out of him until he taps. Or until, you know, the ref steps in. I think Yakyayev is just too devastating on the ground. I think he's got too much power and too much blitz ability, and I think Julius Walker has just not fought. You know, he's fought high-level competition, but he's not beaten high-level competition. The Alonzo Menafield split decision was close. I think Yakyayev is just at a better position here. I think he's going to be able to win it. I think he's going to be able to just blitz him down in the first round very quickly. Under 1.5 rounds is going to be probably your lock of the night. Now, they're looking at a finish in this fight, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Farman Hassanov versus Eric Nolan. Now, this is a really close fight. I'm going to go with Eric Nolan, just being the fact that he's been in the UFC one time already. He's experienced those lights, and he's already been through 2 rounds of Bison Sakayev, which is really impressive. He's got power. He had the ability to clip him as well, and Farman, you haven't seen him in any high-level situations other than the LFA where they had to force a couple stoppages. These are against low-level competition, okay? Eric Nolan even making it through 1 round of Bison Sakayev is enough for me to be confident in the pick and to go with the underdog for the first underdog pick of the card. We're going with Eric Nolan to blitz up Farman Hassanov and to put him out within the first 2 rounds. I think Eric Nolan is just going to be winging it going in. I think he's just going to be trying to go for the knockout, so he's going to gasp quite quickly. Probably after round 2, if you can live bet Hassanov, if they're close, you know, maybe 50-50. That would be the play, but I think Eric Nolan's going to get it done probably by knockout. It should be early, should be easy, and I don't think the kid should have any problem with Hassanov, who's only got 5 fights in his entire career. At least Nolan's tasted defeat a couple times, especially by finish. He's not going to be worried going out there. He's just going to play his game and stay confident. Next, the main card of the evening. You have Abus Magomedov. Jesus Christ, I'm talking too fast, I think. Abus Magomedov versus Michael Olajaychuk to start off the main card. I'm going to go with Michael Olajaychuk to get it done via first-round knockout. I think Abus Magomedov is quite good, but Michael Olajaychuk, since joining the Fighting Nerds, has just been a little bit more dialed in. He takes his time. He's got a lot of pressure, and Abus Magomedov has a lot of gas issues he has had it through his entire career. Usually the 3rd round is just a shit fest. And I think Michael Olajaychuk being, you know, a little bit more dialed in, he's got the KO potential as well. It's going to be a round 2 or round 1 knockout for me from Michael Olajaychuk. It should be a blitzkrieg moment where Michael Olajaychuk just senses Abus Magomedov fading, and he just starts to wilt him down with massive punishment against the cage. I think Abus Magomedov got a lot of potential, but if his cardio issue does not get fixed, this will not be a tough career. This will be a short career, seeing as though Michael Olajaychuk may be the one to blitz him right out of it and put him out for the first time in his career, out flat cold. He's got that type of power. He's got real power, and I'd love to see what happens on Saturday morning, so I'm really pumped for it. Next on the main card, this is an interesting one, but it should be easy. Bruno Ferreira versus Ikram Aliskerov. Bruno Ferreira just getting knocked out not even 3 months ago against Gregory Robocop Rodriguez, and now you have Ikram Aliskerov, who took out Andre Muniz very quickly, had a decision with Jung Young Park, but had him hurt a couple of times. I'm going to go with Bruno Ferreira getting knocked the fuck out by Ikram Aliskerov, probably in the first round, and it's just going to be really easy. Bruno Ferreira has not been looking the same. He clearly does not have much of a chin either, because he got jabbed basically by Gregory Robocop Rodriguez and got put out flat on his back, not even able to defend himself whatsoever. It was a walk-off KO. So I think Ikram Aliskerov, being a high rate finisher, he's got a lot of KO potential. He's got a lot of devastating power, and he's going to be able to use it against the Hulk, who just kind of blitzes in a little bit too close. Even though he's been a little bit more dialed in throughout his career recently, he probably will be a little bit more timid after this Robocop Rodriguez fight as well. But you know, just a little bit slower. Going to get picked off by Ikram and just chewed out. And spit out back on the plate. Next on the main card, Azu Almabayev versus Charles Johnson. We're going with Azu Almabayev to get it done. Charles Johnson is usually a guy who pulls off fights he should not win. This is probably going to be one of them. But I think Azu Almabayev just realistically a little bit too good. Alex Perez win by guillotine is so impressive. Charles Johnson's probably getting submitted. Johnson's just so good everywhere though in his game. I can see Azu Almabayev making it to decision, fighting through a tough fight with Johnson in a second and third round where he gets told. I mean, if in that third round, if Johnson gets told he's down 2 rounds, I'm gonna tell you what, Charles Johnson will blitzkrieg that fucking dude. He does it every single time. He always does, and he is not. He is down. He is down to go with the fire. He does not care. And Charles Johnson also getting knocked out by Alex Perez, and then Azu Almabayev submitting him. You know, MMA math. Oh, fuck, should tell you a thing or two. Even though Azu Almabayev was down 2 rounds going into the third round against Alex Perez, I don't think it really mattered. I think it was just how it was meant to be, realistically. Charles Johnson going to get chewed up on Saturday morning. It should be an easy fight for Almabayev to stay in the top 15, and hopefully it stays that way no matter what. Should be a submission or decision. Pick it on your cards. Next on the main card, Nazim Sadikov versus Mateus Camilo. We're going with Sadikov by round 2 knockout. I think Mateus Camilo is going to be able to survive the first round of punishment, but Nazim Sadikov is a black wolf, truly. His nickname does not depreciate who he is. He is literally a guy who walks forward. He got a lot of fucking pressure. He's got a lot of potential with his power, and he's willing to go into the frays of battle without fear. He took a lot of punishment from Nicholas Mota. He took a lot of punishment against the cage, almost got knocked out, got dropped, got right back up, took a lot of punishment again, and then proceeded to literally eat that kid alive after he gassed out from throwing so many fucking punches. It was like 100 punches to 10 or something for Mota in that sequence. And Nazim Sadikov just ate all of it and then proceeded to give him hell in that second round and give him an elbow to think about for a couple days. Mateus Camilo, he's got a lot of potential, but getting choked out by Gabe Green is a red flag for me. And the fact that you beat Vyacheslav Borshev by decision, red flag once again. Nazim Sadikov should get back in the win column with this one and should be able to put put Mateus Camilo into the shadow realm without Fray. Faraz lost to Tom Nolan. I can't believe that shit. I really can't believe that stuff. Next, the co-main event of the evening, Michel Pereira versus Shara Bullet Magomedov. We're going with Shara Bullet Magomedov to get it done against Michel Pereira, who literally gives up in his fights if he doesn't win in the first round or when he gasses. He literally looks like he fully gives up. Shara Bullet should be able to piece him up pretty bad. Probably a round 2 or round 3 knockout. I don't think Magomedov has a lot of power compared to what people always say about him. The dude's nickname is Bullet, but literally this is the one nickname that depreciates who he is because he's not a bullet. He's a bullet through fucking water. He's slow. He doesn't look that good. He's got really good technique. He's got a lot of fundamentals, and he's got a lot of ability to throw all of his weapons, but he just seems a little bit too slow. He seems like he doesn't have a lot of power in his strikes. He seems like he's more of a beat him down than really a beat him up. which is kind of weird for a guy who's 6'2", 73 inches of reach. He should be able to just wheel kick you into the nether realm, but it doesn't seem like he has that type of power. It seems like he just wilts you down, and eventually you give up. And that's exactly the type of fight he wants against Michel Pereira, and that's exactly the type of fighter Michel Pereira is. So we're going with Shara Bullet, knockout or decision. Probably going to be a minus 280 tag, minus 300 tag on Bet365. If you're on DraftKings, it's literally going to be the same fucking price. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take Magomedov. I have to. Michel Pereira is just too bad. He makes too many mistakes, and I just can't confidently pick him to win a fight anymore. I think he's just too bad. The main event of the evening, guys, this is what you're looking for. This is the fight we're all looking forward to Saturday morning. Rafael Fiziev versus Manuel Torres. We are in Azerbaijan, but it does not matter in my opinion. It doesn't matter if we're in Baku, Faku, or fuck you. We're going to take Manuel Torres to get it done against Rafael Fiziev, probably in the first round. Manuel Torres consistently been one of the best finishers inside the entire UFC. Consistently had some of the best power inside the UFC. He's got submission threat. He's got every single thing you're looking for. The only thing he doesn't have is round 2 and 3 cardio, because we haven't really seen it. It's literally been all round 1 knockouts or all round 1 finishes, or he loses in the first round. We have not seen him go to a decision since early in his career back in 2018, and you're looking for Rafael Fiziev to try and make a bounce back, but it doesn't seem like he will be able to. He seems a little bit slower. The loss against Mauricio Rufy is crazy. Loss against Gaethje, a really, really bad beat him up twice, and even though he won that first round, he got beat up really bad in the second and third. Manuel Torres looking to make a devastating return to the octagon since not fighting for the last 6 months. He's got to make his first return to the octagon since 2025. And Rafael Fiziev, perfect matchup for him. The dude's smaller. Manuel Torres has longer reach. He's just going to be able to get in and get out when he wants, and he's going to be able to knock out Rafael Fiziev in the first round, and I do believe that is the lock of the week. Manuel Torres probably getting the knockout blitz over Rafael Fiziev, and that's just good money. It's good pay. Abdul Rahman Yakyayev by sub is also good pay, and that's all I got for you guys this week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I will see you guys tomorrow for the recap and breakdown. I will not have a live because I literally have to work tomorrow. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I will see you guys all later, though, for the recap and breakdown. I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.